Hello and welcome to Audio Adventures, a D&D 5th edition homebrewed podcast that is made by friends, with friends, and for friends. Last time with our Wandering Vanguard, they made their way into the Scrynet Gala. Tibble met his grandpa, Almondaro Sr., but he didn't believe that Tibble and him were related, but gave him a golden snapdragon to leave anyway. Will the party be able to find Ekman? Will Tibble be able to talk to his father at the gala? Will there be fancy tuna? Will there be more drama? Well, we can't find out if we stay here. Now, let's hop into the portal. Audio Adventures is a D&D 5th edition homebrewed podcast and may deal with triggering themes at times. Viewer discretion is advised. Trigger warnings can be found in the description. Moments have passed. People are dining. Tapas, can you roll not history, but a perception check for me?
History or?
No, just perception. I misspoke.
Okay. 17?
17. You look around, and you hear a very familiar voice off to the back of the room, talking to several women in a circle around him. Would you care to explain Greth Uth Frejun?
Greth Uth Frejun? Yes.
Ooh. He's dressed in militaristic garb as well.
Oh no. Where'd I put it? I lost my notes. Oh my god, one sec.
Who is this? Who is this?
I swear this never happens.
Except it does, so.
I'm a good note taker.
No, that's the thing. You're too good at them, so all your notes became hodgepodge.
He's here somewhere. Oh no.
While you're looking for those notes, I'm going to use this opportunity to go to the bathroom.
I think it's on my other computer. Oh no.
So, who's this Garth?
Oh, now that you're back,
Brooks?
I'm pretty sure this stuff is left on my older computer.
Yeah, but who is he?
I think he is someone from my backstory that I don't know if it's a secret yet.
Is it your boyfriend?
Not that one.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
No. Oh my gosh, this is getting hard to find. Sam, do you have what he looks like? Because I can't find my notes.
I don't believe you ever described what he looked like to me. I just know what his relation is to you with his backstory.
Okay.
He almost executed you at one point. That guy?
Standing at 6'7", kinda standing with his shoulders purposefully, like he's putting his shoulders up to look more broader. He has black hair, yellow eyes, kind of the same tannish skin that I have, and how would I describe it? And kind of a scar going down the side of his cheek, left cheek, and a little tiny scar on the bottom of his chin.
You see Greth, who you had been avoiding ever since your incident at the Fey Order, standing with several ladies surrounding him in his Fey Order militaristic garb. Sort of a deep navy blue sort of uniform, with the owl patch on it. And you can see him laughing off in the distance, talking to those several women. Not necessarily noticing you right now.
Alright. Can I hear what they're talking about?
Do you want to get closer?
I'm going to get slightly closer. Or as close as I can. Yeah.
Alright, make a stealth check.
17.
17. He is very enthralled in his conversation with these ladies who seem way more attracted to him than they should be in your eyes. Seems that it's a man in a uniform syndrome.
Yeah.
And he's laughing with his unusually high-pitched voice. Ladies, I can't really talk right now. I'm here on official business, even though this is really for pleasure, isn't it? But did you know that we are on the order and everything is on the lookout for a large warforge that seems to have killed someone the other day. Can you believe it? We get unusual readings. We got unusual readings from Merle's shop. And suddenly they disappear. Wow. But I really can't stay for much longer. Just came in to pop in and pay my respects to Darrow. But, if you insist, I must talk anymore. And they kind of giggle and kind of lean in further.
I don't know if I should. Can I go behind him and pickpocket him?
What was your stealth check from before?
17.
All right, go ahead and roll sleight of hand.
Okay, that should be. Okay, that's 18 this time.
As you reach forward and see sort of his pockets where all of his coin would be, all of his leaflets and documentation being, you start to slide your hand in. He slides his hand in right on top of yours, smushing your hand against his thigh. And he lets out a very large and girlish shriek. Ah! And looks back and makes eye contact with you.
As a reaction,
and says, "Who did?" And he stops for a second. Tavis?
While he's looking at my eyes, while he's looking right at me, I'm gonna pull a coin out of my pocket, and then I'm gonna say, "Oh, sorry, you dropped this, sir." Who?
Roll deception with disadvantage.
18, oh my god.
17.
Okay. Not 20, but the disadvantage is 19. Oh my god. Oh my god. These dice.
He looks at you and says, "You clearly just took that coin out of your pocket after trying to pickpocket me."
No.
You clearly did. And what are you doing here? Why? You disappeared after Tresheth saved your life, and now, and then you run. Well, what are you doing here?
Okay. Oh my gosh, I didn't think this through. Oh my god, out of character.
And it's at this moment where Tomb walks up next to you and looks and starts writing down something in his journal. And Greth looks up, looks over to you, looks back and forth, and he drops his glass and starts fumbling around in his pockets for something.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to lean in.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say, I'm just gonna be like, all right. And I'm gonna, okay, do I still have, oh no, he knew that. God, it isn't easy forming lies on the spot. Thank God this isn't in real time.
You got a couple more seconds to decide what you're gonna say before this moves on.
All right. I'm gonna lean into him and say, okay, I was trying to get your attention. I was trying to slip a note, but it dropped. I think I saw that warforge that everyone's talking about around town.
Greth looks over at you, his eyes wide, No, duh. No wonder we demoted you. And he pulls out an emerald and then clicks it, and you see him talk into it.
Okay, is he just... Wait, is he distracted? Talking into it? Is he looking at Tomb?
He's looking at Tomb.
Am I holding a glass of wine at all? Am I holding any liquid?
Yeah, we can say that you would have grabbed one in the time that you've been there.
Oh no, wait. Does somebody have like a glass that I can grab actually?
Yeah, several ladies around him are all kind of like jumped back, and they're all like wide-eyed, like this is the best gossip that they've heard in a while.
I am going to grab one of the ladies' glasses, and then I'm going to spill it down the front of his pants.
All right. You easily enough to do, you on the front of this guy's pants, and the liquid is going down. And he kind of like jerks back, but he still says in his emerald, that Warforged is at the Durham Mansion estate. We need backup ASAP. Backup ASAP.
While he was looking down at his pants, can I cast?
Oh, he never. His gaze never left.
Really?
Tomb. Yeah. There is a large and dangerous Warforged in front of him that supposedly killed a man or a woman.
Okay, you know what? Would...
Alright, and as you're deciding what to do...
I'm gonna cast Major Image, but I'm gonna twin spell. I'm gonna twin the spells. And I'm going to make 2 other tombs standing, one behind him, and then one behind me.
Roll sleight of hand.
20. 21.
Suddenly, like, 2 other tombs are... And he looks over and he's like, he has just multiplied! And he starts backing up, and he falls over a lady, like, kind of crushing her underneath him. Skitters over her, rolls over, and starts backing away and runs out of the party.
Is everybody looking at him?
There are several people in this party looking over at you and looking over at Greth and looking at the Warforged, and there's like one lady that people are looking at on the ground. People's perspectives are all over.
Okay.
The music has not stopped either. The band has kept going.
I'm going to make the tomb that was behind Greth shriek so that everybody looks at it.
Okay, just suddenly all of you and typical you hear as you get closer to this the familiar but more magnified shriek of Tomb in the party, and the music stops and everyone looks over, kind of like, what is happening? What there's a Warforged here? Is that the Warforged people we're talking about?
While everyone is looking at that Warforged, I'm going to tell Tomb, quick, disguise yourself as Perthy.
And Tomb does have seeming, right?
Yeah.
Yes. I believe he also has invisibility, doesn't he? I guess seeming would probably be better.
And Tomb looks around, and you see Tomb disguises himself as Perthy. But everyone looked over and saw that Tomb screech. There was a couple people that saw Tomb change.
Can I change the image at all? Or just...
Of Major Image?
Yeah, like...
I'm pretty sure once you cast it, it's...
Okay, I think I can only make it move. You know what, that works. I am going to make I'm going to make that tomb run towards where Gareth went.
Where Greth went?
Yeah, Greth
Greth.
went. Greth, crap.
Okay.
And then once he's out of the range of 120 feet, I'm just gonna dispel it. And then I'm gonna make the other tomb run in a completely opposite direction. And then once that gets out of range, it's gonna dispel too.
Alright, so these tubes go running after Greth. And you hear several shrieks in the distance. And Tipperl, as you're walking down this hallway, you see two different tombs run past you without even acknowledging you out of the doorway.
I'm gonna turn around and be like, I'm gonna slowly pick up the pace towards the party, because 2 tombs is not normal.
Exactly. And about at this moment, Adaro Sr. comes out of a different doorway and looks around. All right. And he claps, drawing everyone's attention over to him. All right, not really the mood I was expecting coming out here. But I would like to thank you all for coming to this premiere gala for Daro's death race. Daro Jr. is here for a special message, and then he has to go back to work. So why don't we get that going while I figure out what just happened? And all of you see...
Am I in the room at this point?
You just entered the room just in the nick of time.
Hey, yo.
And you guys can see up on the grand staircase, the visage of Daro Jr. in a bright gold suit walk out onto stage, and he and in his hand is a familiar sort of microphone that you saw in his copper statue. His hair slicked back, and he looks very show-worthy. And he looks over the crowd. All right, I would like to thank you all for coming to my premiere of Daro's daring death race. It has been a long and hard-fought battle since the first death race ended to get this one back off the ground. And here's a couple clips from the course itself so you can know what you're expecting. And he waves his arm up, and 2 crystalline slabs on either side of him aglow. And you can see there are shots of Daro getting up from a behind a desk with several glass windows behind him, opening up the glass windows and taking a step off and flying above as the camera flies after him and panning across a sort of dirt maze with several, you can hear cacophony of mechanical sounds on the inside, whirring and going, and there are clips of a pyramid, and there are clips of a sort of what looks like could be a treadmill, and as these clips are going in several different shots of people working up on the show and all of these, and Oridi and Aridi even putting an effort working on the show. My entire family, I would like to thank you all so much for getting this show off the ground after I came back home. I can't really say that that time when I wasn't at home was a tough, trying time of my life. And coming back home has really eased all of this.
How dark is the room right now?
It has darkened a little bit, but not very much.
Okay, because depending on how dark it is, Tibral's really flaring up.
And I would like to thank my family for helping me out with this. Without them, none of this is possible. My loving father, and he points over to Darrow Sr. off to the side of the room, who smiles and bows his head. And my loving mother as well, and he points next to him. A shorter woman in a red pantsuit with like white, snow white hair cut at her like a chin bob, and an angular face. And Alvin Senior like puts his arm around her, and she like looks up and like gives like a half smile that melts her facial angular icy expression ever so slightly. My two very talented younger sisters, Oridi, and points over to an elven woman with blue hair, blue dress, a round face, a sort of sequined dress, who kind of just puts up her hand kind of sheepishly, like she didn't like being pointed out. And Oridi, and next to her, a vastly different like elf with red hair that is slicked up into like a tight bun on top, whereas our Oridi's hair was more loose and ringlety and falling. And she has red hair, red eyes, red dress, very monochromatic. I can't stay around too much, he continues, as I have to finalize several bits and pieces of this show. But I can tell you right now, and he points at the crowd, and almost everyone all around you says the exact same words as he says. You won't want to miss it. And then he waves and says, thank you all. And then the lights in the room come back up. The music resumes as if nothing has happened.
How far away is he when he walks away from me?
I'm gonna say 80.
Can we not even if I like started walking forward even while he was talking, getting closer?
Yeah, you could have done that.
Okay, because I want to get in basically within 60 feet, and after he's done saying, make a psionic link with him saying, Diana says hello, and then drop it. There
is, as the music apparates back up, the band starts playing, and everyone turns to look at and gloss over the drama that just happened and gossip about it as the night goes on. You make the psionic link, and it's a little hard to connect with.
Mm-hmm.
But you eventually do connect, and you drop that, and he stops and looks around confusedly.
I'm just gonna. I haven't walked away. I kind of start making like looking at him.
And then he scans the crowd. Goes past you a couple times, and then eventually pinpoints you and looks at. And this is for the first time in several years you've made eye contact with your father. And it seems that he has definitely aged.
Mm-hmm.
But something is different. Like, as you make eye contact with him, it's like, what's your passive insight?
Passive insight?
Yeah.
So my insight is 16.
You can tell as you look at him that he's trying to place you. But eventually his facade comes back up and he waves to you. And then as he like starts to turn back and goes back into the hallway, you can kind of see it drop a little bit. And is like he's kind of doing that face like, what just happened sort of face as he turns around and goes into the darkened hallway.
Okay, I'm gonna start looking for the group.
All right. And as you turn and look for the group, Nyx,
Hello.
you have been wandering around the party. You've been pretending not to know your acquaintances. At one point, you saw Red Guest go off without you and hasn't returned in a while. And as you're standing off to the side, you hear a voice that says, excuse my rudeness, but may I ask what your name is, sir?
I look towards the voice.
And you see that militaristic woman has come over to you with her almost empty champagne glass, but it's still the first one that she's drank. And it looks like she's like her eyebrow has went up and just kind of swirling her glass. And you see the militaristic woman.
Hello. Hello. My name is Count Nick Sprite from Avada.
Ah, I thought I knew you. All right. I had dealings with your father, I believe. You can call me Torzana.
Why would you have dealings with a court magician?
Her head kind of goes to the side. Yes, maybe I have the wrong person. Excuse me. Sorry for the mix-up. And she turns and walks away.
Nix is just too confused to function. He's just like, the heck? I'm confused. And yeah, he's just kind of thinking things over in his brain for a very long time.
And as you are thinking, you can see out of the corner of your eye, you see like a figure approaching to your left shoulder, a little too close. But as you turn, you see that that elven woman with the raven black hair that I described earlier is walking up to you. Her face is a little angular, but soft, rounded features, sort of like the smile wrinkles, if an elf could get those. At the corner of her eyes, and she walks up with a warm smile and a large, filled to the brim glass. Hello, it is, I believe that I heard your name when you were coming in. Your name, Count Nyx?
Yes, that is I.
Oh, that is very nice to meet you. I am Freyjin Petfur. Oh, actually, that is a different person's name. My name is Tiffany. Tiffany Alrak.
Tiffany Arak.
Yes.
That's Trevor trying to think.
That's okay, I just said the wrong name.
I give her a slight bow. Say, it is wonderful to meet you, my lady.
Oh, and a gentleman at that.
I have to use my +2 charisma some.
And she nods back. I saw that you were sort of hanging by yourself, even though you had friends when you first walked in.
I wouldn't necessarily say friends. I've been traveling for a little bit. Just wanted to explore for a bit.
Interesting. Well, it is very nice to meet you. And she extends her hand warmly to you for you to shake it.
I shake.
As you press your hand up against hers, you feel an electric zap
come into your hand. And as she pulls it back, you kind of see a small disc that was painted to her skin tone as she giggles. You fell for it too. I've been getting everyone with that tonight.
That's a wonderful device. May I take a look?
Oh yes. And she extends her hands up, and now that you look at it, you can see it's like a sort of like a smooth metal disc that is like adhered to her hand. That the top is painted to her skin tone. But as you look at it, you could be like, if you were like plainly looking for it, you would have seen it. But in passing, it definitely would pass off as like the bottom of her hand.
I start muttering about potential uses for something like this.
And she takes her hand back eventually, still giggling. You see, I deal in, all sorts of traps. And I find it funny to pull pranks on people.
Ah. I enjoy creating things as well.
Oh, I was about to ask what is it that you did? So creating things, are you clothing, housing?
Oh no, I guess you could say I'm an inventor. I deal with a lot of more mystical invention.
An inventor. So did you go to the college?
No, I was raised in Nevada, so I have mainly self-schooled, but there is also an artificer's guild. They give you some training if you show promise early.
Interesting. An artificer guild. Oh, is that sort of like the Adventurers Guild? I heard about that one.
Yes, it is similar.
Oh, well, do you know who runs that? Because he's here tonight.
Reginald's here?
Oh, you know Reginald. Yes, he is here.
Huh. I'll have to stop by and say hello.
Yes. But that is a very, very interesting job. If you ever are in need of any sort of traps, or mechanical sort of devices of that nature, come to the Alrock family and we'll be sure to sort you out.
Okay, and just for Trevor's sake, how do you spell that name, the last name?
So Tiffany is the same sort of spelling, and then Alrock is AEWRACK.
Okay. And trap.
Yep, she's a trapper.
Wait, she's a trap?
Yes.
Trap.
That's a trap.
That's a trap.
So is she actually a heathen? Like an anime trap?
Well,
Who's to say?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know where Reginald is at currently?
Oh, I believe he had a meeting with the Daros. Me and Carl. And she points back to the portly elven man in the gold and everything. And me and Carl were just talking to him before I came up to you and us. I believe he just went to a meeting with Almondaro Senior.
I'll have to grab and catch up before I get around to leaving.
Yes, you must. And if you leave before I can say goodbye, it was very nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you as well.
And she nods a little, and then starts walking back over to Carl.
I stay where I'm at, because apparently it's making me talk sometimes in Nyx's black hole of a heart, he feels an inkling of loneliness that can be filled with human interaction or elf interaction.
Very nice. And as you stay there, several other people look over to you like they might come up to talk to you, but eventually they decide to go for snacks or go for another dance or continue talking with their groups. And you are left there. But you do see over on the other side of the room, Ori D and Red are standing by a table talking vaguely to each other. And if you look over to the right of that as you scan across the crowd just standing there, you see the butler, Alan, coming out of a closet and closing the door and going across the room.
Would I be able to see inside the closet as he's closing the door with my eyes of eagle vision? It lets me see things extremely far away.
Yeah, easily enough. You peek into the closet and it looks like there's crates in there of supplies of various sorts. But it looks like the room is longer than what you could see from the angle you were at, but you do realize that Alan is coming out with an empty silver platter that he is holding underneath his arm.
Okay. Alright. I'm going to keep my eye out for Reginald and make polite conversation if people show up and talk to me.
Catch. And you do so. Tavis, after that huge display, people are avoiding you at the party. Least to say. But you do see Tibril near the front of the room. And Tomb has done as you asked, and he looks like a gray-red guest.
That being said, I'm going to walk over to Tibril and I'm gonna kind of just nonchalantly be like, "Great show, huh? Can't wait to see it. Wow, that guy was weird."
I guess.
Grath was his name? Oh my gosh. How embarrassed he should be.
What'd you do?
I made a bad judgment call. I got ahead of myself, and I'm gonna be honest. I was going to pickpocket somebody and prank them, just getting back at them for trying to kill me, but he tried to kill me. But we should probably maybe leave here as quick as we can. Or at least I should. And someone should watch Tomb.
I saw 2 tombs running down the hall. I am assuming...
No. I'm gonna lean into him and whisper, I cast Major Image to distract people, but it sort of didn't work. I mean, not really much attention on Tomb right now, but
Where is Tomb?
He is the red guest, but with gray fur.
Okay. Well, if you guys need to get out of here, I need to... Ekman is here.
He is?
So, yeah.
Well, we should go look for him. That would be better for me.
Yeah. If you need to get Tomb out of here, maybe Alan can take him back to the your parents' place, but it sounds like Ekman is in a cavernous. He described it as a cavernous area, and he's shackled or with skeletons, and sounds like some kind of dungeon underneath the house.
That does sound like a dungeon. I'm sure there's a basement entrance around here somewhere.
Let's hope so.
Let's focus on maybe getting Tomb out of here first.
Sounds good.
Tibril, you notice off in a corner off to the side, a red guest walking away from the woman named Rio. And coming back up to you, the group, and Rio walking in the opposite direction. And as he comes up and says, what did I miss?
Do you know where he is?
Who?
She was the one who took Ekman. Where is he?
She hadn't told me where Ekman was. If she did that.
Well, I need to find him.
Well, I'm sure with all of us here, and this party as a ruse, we could probably find him.
Let's hope so. From where you were standing, did you see any place where there could be possibly? He described it as having an underground dungeon, skeleton shackled to the wall, that kind of thing.
No, this entire place looks like it would be above board to me. No dungeons of any sort. If they do have that, it is very well hidden.
Do we see Nyx around?
You look over, he's easy enough to find. He is a white clothed man in the midst of blues, grays, reds, vibrant greens, things of that sort. He does stand out and you find him easily.
I walk over to Nyx. Nyx.
I'm sorry. Who?
Duke Nyx. Right of. I forget the whole title. I wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry.
Who are you talking about, sir? My name is Tash.
I'm just gonna look at him like, really? You don't have to pretend. You don't have to pretend you like us. You don't have to pretend you know us. But
Nyx is gonna walk away in the middle of the conversation.
Well, he's useless.
Welcome to Nyx.
Is there any door that might look like a place to hide stuff? Are there any skeletons in closets? Type of thing.
What is your passive perception?
Passive perception, I believe, is 15, but let me double check. So perception, it's actually 16. I need
At this point, Nyx turns around and walks back. Okay, well, I'll stop being a...
Thank you. Ekman is here. We need to find him. Have you seen anything that looks like a place where they might hide somebody?
I've seen a closet.
A closet?
Yes. And I lead him over to the closet that the butler came out.
It is a closet, like right past the right next to the entrance with the small, the yeller boy from the beginning that yelled out all of your titles, except for Timbrels, of course. And it is just a plain white wooden door. Do you try to open it?
Before I walk up to the other boy, I change my facial structure to look like the butler in skin tone. And then I with confidence, I walk up and open the door.
The yeller boy seems to be trained just to stare forward until he is spoken to, and he doesn't even glance off to the side as you walk up and open said door. As you enter, I'm assuming all of you are entering this room.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I am.
Okay. Red guest kind of looks over and enters, backs in with you, says, "Oh, we better go in quick," and closes the door quickly. You guys are greeted with barrels of wine stacked up on their sides. crates of food. Some of them say Torzana. Some of them say some of them actually do say wow, I'm forgetting names. Apologies. Barrels and wooden boxes, all from different parts of the Feywild, and some of them even from parts of the material plane as you go along. And as you walk along to the back of the room, you go like behind some wooden shipping boxes, and you just find more shipping boxes stacked on top of each other amongst all of the racks of supplies in here.
Is
Like
there
I said,
any?
a closet.
Is there any kind of like hidden, like any door, like trap door on the ground? Not trap door, but like a latch on the ground, or a door that we like that's under a rug or something like that.
You don't immediately see anything, but roll an investigation check for me.
Sam,
Does my passive 15 change anything or no?
No. Yes.
I lightly lean up against one of the stacks of boxes when I say, like I said, a closet. I just thought of it.
Gotcha.
What were you saying, Zach?
Can I assist Peter?
Please.
Yeah, if he's assisting you, either both of you can make the roll, or one of you can make two.
You can make 2 if you want, Peter.
Dope. 19.
All right. You see, by the way, you see several boxes. Some of them say Freinen Metals on them. Some of them say the Talk Apothecary, surprisingly, on them.
Wait a minute. What was the one I worked at called?
The Talk Apothecary.
Oh, okay then.
And several other businesses known for food, known for metals, known for gems, supplies. Seems that they are very well stocked from all over the material plane and all over the prime material plane. And as you start to look around, and you're caught off guard for a second by seeing Talk Apothecary on the side of one of the boxes, stamped on with like the stamps you've seen Armand, your mentor, on some of the side of some of the boxes, given to Taliesin to go out to ship. And as you get distracted by that, Tavis comes to the side, and he actually notices a difference in this wooden plank floor. A slight little metal edge peeking from underneath one of the crates.
I pointed out to Dibral.
I'm gonna look down at it. I'm assuming we're gonna do like that thing where we both look down at it and then look back up at each other and then look back down at it.
Sure, but I'm gonna be a few seconds late. So when you look up, I'm gonna be looking back down, and then.
Yes, good. I think that's the secret entrance we're looking for.
And that was this episode of Audio Adventures. Thank you so much for being here. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and most of all, please share to get out the word so we can share our story with you and keep doing what we're doing. If you have an idea for an NPC, a shop, or even an encounter, please comment down below. You might be seeing any of those in the next session, or maybe even the upcoming sessions. Again, thank you so much for being here, and we will see you next week. Please stay safe, everyone, and wear those seatbelts.